Change is a stark reality that faces us, but just how do we adapt to the challenge? Is it politicians that will lead the way, or will the solution come through us as individuals making changes to our everyday lives? In the bid to go green, people power could become an ever stronger force.
I'm here in Biggar, which is one of a network of towns that want to become carbon neutral and self-sufficient. The government today may be setting out their climate change strategy, but this community believe that it will be local effort that will be the new front line in reducing our emissions.
We've had funding from the Energy Savings Trust to look at the possibility of owning our own community wind turbine, and we have some people acting as consultants on our behalf to look at that process. The second thing is we've had lottery funding to carry out a waste feasibility study. We're trying to quantify what waste we have in Biggar and look at recycling for businesses which we feel could be improved. One of the other things that we've done is we've had funding from South Lanarkshire Council, and we've had these jute bags, and we're trying to make Biggar plastic bag free.
The most ambitious project for the town is to build their own wind turbine, which would be owned by the community themselves.
The wind turbine, of course, is a very large project and will provide a great deal of renewable energy, offsetting Biggar's carbon footprint. We feel that having our own community wind turbine will actually connect the community to the energy use.
A big part of the carbon neutral scheme is to recycle as much as possible and reduce food miles by buying and producing locally. Customers at this local pub know the food on their plate is from the local area.
Our beef all comes from one supplier, a Canwath farm. Our beef gets slaughtered once every 2 weeks to supply our beef for here. Our milk and cheese supply is just again up the road. Our tea and coffee supply comes from Edinburgh. It's very much worked out about 75% of the stuff we go through in the Crown we can actually source locally.
This is the local community garden. The project want to encourage as many people as possible to grow their own vegetables. A modern day message perhaps of dig for victory over climate change.
We're trying to show all the different things that you can grow on a garden space. No chemicals, no fertilisers, no poisons to start. It's a piece of ground that hasn't been used for about 3 or 4 years, but it has been well dug before we start. So we've got a selection, we've got potatoes, we've got cabbages and cauliflowers, we've got onions in there.
There seems to be a great deal of passion from the locals for this project.
I want to know that I've done my bit for my kids in the future, that I have done something rather than just sat back and thought it's somebody else's problem and not my problem.
We have to take the initiative. Not everything will happen at government level, and I think if communities get involved and see the changes that they can make that will improve the quality of life for us.
The Scottish Government want to reduce our emissions by 80% by the year 2050. It's definitely an ambitious target. But could it be that community projects like Biggar will be the new weapon in the war against climate change?